It will never, ever, ever be normal to me that the convicted felon, dementia-ridden Kankles McTaco Tits, who we will refer to as Kanks merely for spite and to humiliate the shit out of this man, sits in the Oval Office and has sundowner dementia hour and does show and tell with his arts and crafts projects that cost $250 million. The tone-deaf nature of this administration is staggering. He continues to normalize the rules that apply to everybody else don't apply to me. The laws that apply to everybody else don't apply to me. And I have no intentions whatsoever of leaving this White House. Play this clip.
In order to do it properly, we had to take down the existing structure. The way it was shown, it looked like we were touching the White House. We don't touch the White House. That's a bridge, a glass bridge going from the White House to the ballroom. Then you get into the lobby of the ballroom, and then you go into the magnificent, the main room. And it's something that has gotten incredible reviews.
Like people are going on Yelp and putting reviews on this thing. The reviews are all made up in his head. So is when he says, and everybody says this, and I know more about reverse bathtubs than anybody, and I know everything about Hannibal Lecter. This guy is a jet stream of crazy ass bullshit all day, every day. And the fact that no Republicans check this MFer is disgraceful. The fact that there are Republican voters in this country that used to care about decorum and decency and standards and ethics, and they don't say a peep, because the minute he won that second election, there was some waffling in all of their heads. Is it okay to be this big of a piece of shit? And the minute he won, they full-blown capitulated to the worst impulses of humanity. And not only did we have Kanks, the dementia-ridden sundowner hour piece of shit president sitting there with his arts and crafts projects that cost American taxpayers money when they're struggling to buy groceries. You have millions of Americans and Republicans in Congress that just go along with this bullshit. It is abhorrent.
I look at the Republicans and I fault them more than I do Donald Trump, because they have power as a body. And here's the thing. They're never going to go against him. They would rather kiss his ass than protect their constituents' health care, because they're more interested in their best interest than anything else. And it's really, really disturbing.
Definitely. All right. Moving along, we have fissures in the MAGA movement. And I've explained to you all that we learned from Ruth Ben-Ghiat, the expert New York University professor of history and authoritarianism, that the strong man has to emit strength and toxic masculinity at all times. Well, you can see that, you know, these imaginary reviews that he's getting, he looks like he just wandered off from the nursing home. Everybody says he wears a diaper. Pumps and I pointed out multiple times he refuses to wear a man bra, and we all have to see the sagging man breasts all the time. But the fissures are being noticed by ambitious, grifting MAGA Republicans that realize that the strong man is actually a weak man, and that biology is going to catch up on him, or a massive stroke or something. I mean, he's like 90 years old, right? So they are looking beyond this. And here is an interesting conversation with Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who both see a post-Donald Trump MAGA cult that they need to keep in place. And then you have Laura Loomer, who wakes up, she thinks Trump, she goes to bed, she thinks Trump, it's Trump, Trump, Trump. Listen to them trash Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer get to be a Pentagon advisor, but you get primaried? Like, what is that?
I don't know. I've never understood why anyone takes her serious. I mean, this is a woman that can't even legally buy a gun because she had such serious mental problems. She literally posted the other day that she blew blood vessels in her eye as she was hysterically tweeting, you know, like 40 or 50 times in one day. Who listens to a person like that? Like, right. No one should.
I'll tell you who listens to him, Marjorie. Kanks.
Yeah.
The president of the United States listens to her, and he listens to her all the time. But also, I think it's hilarious that the bar for competency within the MAGA movement is, can you buy a gun or not? Like, she can't even buy a gun.
So we know she
like,
not. She
like what kind of American doesn't have a gun? I mean, what a loser.
It's terrifying when you hear Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson and you think, I agree. I mean, my question is the same. How the fuck is Laura Loomer an advisor to the president?
But let's be real here. She is using gaslighting techniques here by saying who actually listens to her while being intellectually dishonest and not saying we have a problem with the president.
Yeah.
She is cherry picking ways to stay loyal to dear leader, to keep the cult interested in saying, I'm not going to betray him. And they're trying to prime the soil for a post-Kanks America. Nothing about that is intellectually honest. Nothing about that is like complete liberation. As she always says, I'm America first, about what's best for America. What's best for America would be to impeach Donald Trump, would be to impeach a man that takes foreign and domestic policy advice from a girl who, quote, can't even get a gun. Moving along, we have a complete psycho, Tom Homan. And, you know, when we deal with the sociopaths surrounding Trump, we always have to remember anybody who would go to work for a convicted felon is a broken person. Anybody who would go to work for a man who tried to have his vice president killed and incited an insurrection is a very broken person that's always going to put America last. So Tom Homan is a guy that works for Trump. You know, everybody knows he took bribes during the election. Pam Bondi and Stephen Miller are just going to spike the football on that. They're not going to do shit about it. But here he is, and you always hear the truth dribble out of these lying fuckers' mouths all the time. And here is Tom Homan talking about basically saying we've got to get rid of the First Amendment. Play this clip.
Pulling back out, they continue to do it. And this weekend at the No Kings protest, I watched more of the rhetoric. They've lost their minds. And I'm telling you, the bloodshed's not over if we don't address the rhetoric.
We don't address the rhetoric. So what they're doing is they have all of these directives where they can identify somebody a terrorist by having anti-capitalism sentiment, anti-Christian sentiment, or anti-American sentiment. And then once they have this directive and they are arming an army of extending like 4,000 paid people to do this. I have a lot of those sentiments. Pumps has a lot of those sentiments. Millions of Americans think that unregulated capitalism is problematic, unsustainable, and cruel to working class Americans. I am an atheist, which is my right. I don't want to be a Christian. I don't have to be a Christian. No disrespect to anybody who wants to be one. Not my thing. And so they want to silence people because they're terrified of people knowing the truth. And what he just said in any other administration, that they have to get rid of the rhetoric, is saying, I want to get rid of the First Amendment. Fox News would be losing their minds if Obama, Kamala, Joe Biden said anything similar to this. This is wildly dangerous, and they're dead serious about it.
No, they're dead serious about it because they gaslight people all the time and lie and don't want them to hear the truth. But I want to talk about him in that clip. He's side by side talking about the rhetoric, and it shows something completely different, but implies that this violence and tear gas and all that was at the No Kings rally. So that's dishonest. And then
the violence and tear gas is ICE.
No,
they're the ones that do that.
But they're showing it like it's at the No Kings protest. So that's a lie. And my question is, when you have Donald Trump at the top saying, the scumbag Democrats, we have to go after them, indict Comey, indict Letitia James, and then in the same breath, talk about the rhetoric, I don't understand how people don't see the hypocrisy. Am I just crazy? But like,
Pumps, I'm sorry, but you used to believe people live to be 900 years old.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
Like there is
but it's in the same sentence.
Exactly. The cognitive dissonance of this and the desire to find a permission structure that the rules that apply to everybody else don't apply for us. We're different, so we get to have a double standard. It's okay when the Republicans do it, but it's not okay when the liberals do it, because when the Republicans do it, they're doing it for Jesus. When the liberals do it, they're doing it for Satan. And it gets down to this binary spiritual warfare bullshit that a lot of evangelical, which is the base of the MAGA movement, believe. And we have to remember that for them, that type of switching is very simple to live in hypocrisy like that. And it's staggering and it's a problem, but this is why pumps too, they want to dismantle universities. That's one of the top things on their list, because they have to get away from critical thinking, because a lot of these country club Republicans benefited from all of these Reagan tax breaks, and then they send their kids so they can flex at the country club. Oh yeah, my kid's going to this Ivy, or my kid's going there. And then the kid comes back, woke ass, Black Lives Matter, I'm pro LGBTQ plus. And then they're like, oh shit, my kid's a liberal. Well, because facts have a liberal bias. Universities promote critical thinking. Everything about this MAGA movement is regressive. It is a regressive movement that's taking us back to Iron Age logic, which is really patriarchal bullshit.
I want to take a minute to thank our sponsors. And today's sponsor is incredibly important. They are Delete Me. Right now, the headlines are chock full of data breaches and regulatory rollbacks, making us all vulnerable. But you can do something about it. Delete Me is here to make it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online. Delete Me works hard for you and your family, deleting your personal information from power broker websites. It also sends you a regular personalized privacy report showing what they found, where they found it, and that it was removed. And Delete Me is not just a one-time service. So take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/IHIP and use promo code IHIP at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/IHIP and enter code IHIP at checkout, joindeleteme.com/IHIP, and that's code IHIP.
Okay, moving along. Fox is trying to now, I just want to point out there's a lot of preparation going on for a post-Kanks America. You see Fox fluffing Stephen Miller. You see Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson bashing Laura Loomer. You see the fissures and you see the jockeying. Now Fox is trying to conclude that failed drag queen, vice president, smoky eye sociopath, little Smokey, has Riz. Play the clip.
When he was running, it was like, JD Vance, he's weird. And actually, because I covered politics for Fox this past election, I was on the trail and I got to interview JD Vance when they had started with this whole JD Vance is weird.
Yeah, they said he had sex with a couch.
Pause it right there. Kylie, rewind it a little bit. That's a clip. They're talking about our podcast, just FYI. See it? I had it. There we are. Okay, go back to the clip.
He had sex with a couch.
Yeah, that too, which was totally wrong if you read the book, not what happened. But they were really on this weird thing. And this is just that all over again. Don't listen to the noise. He is not weird.
Does he have it?
I think he's got Riz.
He's got it. Madison cleared it up.
He's got it.
All right.
Per their logic, you guys, JD Vance has Riz because he didn't fuck a couch.
Right.
That's what I get. That's what I get from that clip. Like, oh, that's not what he said in the book. He actually didn't fuck a couch. Therefore, he has Riz. There is a lot of posturing going on right now. So when it's so painful to see Kanks get away with everything that he gets away with. Yeah. And that he's going to pay himself $250 million in reimbursement for being a felon. That he says he's going to donate that money to charity when every charity he's been involved with has been embroiled in fraud. That he says that the all of these donors are paying for now, the ballroom is $300 million. And you just think, God, this guy is nonstop. He's going and he's going and he's going. But the people in his party and the propaganda arm of his party, when you see them trying to fluff up JD Vance like this, and you see Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker, you're seeing these fissures in real time. They are not as strong as they say they are. This is an executive branch built on propaganda and bot farms. All right, and finally, we need to check in on little lion Raphael Ted Cruz. Play the clip.
We should support Israel. But I want to close with this. God bless you, son.
Okay. So here he is at some church being executing. All he talks about is Christian Zionism.
Yeah.
Hardly ever talks about affordability for Americans.
Never.
I hear this man talk about Israel more than anything else, but in the heart of that, somebody screams to devout Christian Zionist, rapture prepper, Raphael. Trump said, my wife is ugly and I still love him. Ted Cruz say Trump is a pedophile. And these Epstein files, the reason the government is shut down is because of that.
Yeah.
Because the minute they get that 218th signature, it's going to, the fissures that we're seeing right now in the MAGA movement are going to be at a fever pitch. And so get your popcorn ready. I know it's depressing. I know it's daunting, but they are not as popular as they think. If their defense of JD Vance is he actually has Riz because he didn't fuck a couch, and that's the heir apparent to the MAGA movement, you guys, we've got this. All right. Do me a favor, buy our book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. It's great. Pumps his personal story and evolution from being right in the heart of an evangelical Christian to this woke ass gorgeous woman right here, my co-host. And subscribe to our channel, like this video, and we'll be back later with more news.